Today I'm gonna tell you how to recover from a variety of chronic pain conditions, including fibromyalgia pain, if they've been persisting for months or years. Okay? So this is a method that worked really well for me and hundreds of other people, and I believe it should be much more well known. It's gaining momentum as we speak, so I hope that in a few years' time it will be much more widely known by the chronic pain community. Okay, so basically a lot of chronic pain conditions, especially fibromyalgia pain, has been linked to changes in the nervous system, okay? So changes in the brain, and these changes happen because of various things that we go through in our lives. So one important thing to remember is that every emotion, every experience, okay, changes something in our body chemically. So I'm not saying here that the pain is in any way in your head, but what I'm saying is that whenever, for example, we're stressed, something goes on chemically, okay? So there's a release of cortisol, which is the stress hormone, okay? And this actually causes certain physical changes in the body. For example, it makes us much more prone to inflammation. It causes tension in the body, a buildup of tension. So there's less blood flowing through certain areas, okay? And this eventually results in real physical pain, okay? So it's important to remember that although I am suggesting that there's a link between the brain and your pain here, I'm also telling you that the pain is physical, okay? Because every emotion we generate in our body, whether it's good or bad, it causes physical changes in our body. And to start with something positive, we can mention, like, when you're really excited, you might feel butterflies in your stomach. So that's like a real physical symptom, okay? The butterflies in your stomach, the excitement, to an emotion, which in this case is your happiness or your excitement. In the same way, when you get bad news, okay, or you get a shock, something happens and you start shaking, okay, or you lose your appetite. So these are real physical changes happening in the body, okay, due to an experience. Now, the case with chronic pain and fibromyalgia pain, the problem is that when we get pain, our first reaction is to think that there's something really, really wrong with the body, okay? Which is obvious. Obviously, we need to check out that there's nothing life-threatening, or that we haven't really injured our bodies seriously, okay? So that's the normal way to think when we first get pain. But the problem is when the pain persists, even when we've had an injury and time has passed, okay, we can't go on blaming the injury or structural damage for our pain. Sometimes the pain gets conditioned in the body because there is a pain pathway. There are many pathways leading that create sensations in the body, because without these pathways we wouldn't be able to feel anything, okay? So everything gets processed through the brain, okay? If we burn our hand on the stove, we immediately feel pain, but we feel pain because there's a pain pathway, there's a neural pathway which goes to the brain and sends back the signal to the body, that something is wrong, so that we can react and we won't keep on scorching ourselves, right? So the problem with chronic pain is that these pain pathways, they keep on being fired, okay? Because the nervous system still thinks that there is some kind of danger, okay? So chronic pain, fibromyalgia pain, comes up when something in our subconscious, or it could be also in our conscious mind, we can be aware of it, believes and feels that there is still some kind of danger. Now, danger doesn't have to mean fire. It doesn't have to mean, being chased by a tiger. It could be something as simple as stress at work. Feeling threatened because you don't know what others are thinking about you. A conflict you had with your partner. Maybe threatening the relationship, okay? A family problem. You feel they've treated you unfairly. You feel threatened. You feel you don't belong. So there are so many situations in our day-to-day lives and in our past experiences that have caused us to feel threatened. And the less we recognize what is at the root of our emotional problems, the more likely it is for pain to persist, because pain is a danger signal. And when we are anxious about something, even though we don't really recognize how anxious we are, there's changes going on in the body when we keep generating the same emotions and the same thoughts day after day. Okay? And we do think 95%, I think, or 90% of our thoughts that we think today are going to be the same ones we think tomorrow. Okay? So we're really predictable. I mean, our brain always runs the same program day after day. And the problem with chronic pain is that our brains are literally being wired for pain. So this is a little bit complex, I know, but if you really want to recover from chronic pain that's persisted for months or years, if you haven't found any relief through any other method, okay, I recommend what we call the TMS method, Tension Myositis Syndrome, which is an entirely psychological approach, okay, that will help you get to the root of your repressed emotions, okay. It will help make you aware of what's really threatening you in your life. But apart from that, it will also teach you how to react differently to pain. So normally, we react to pain in fear. We feel that, this is threatening our existence, that is going to be there forever. We get all these catastrophic thoughts. Oh my God, I'm going to have this pain forever. It's going to ruin my life. Okay, we have all these thoughts. And the fact is that the more attention, the more negative attention we give our pain, okay, the more we reinforce it, okay. That's how it works, Where attention goes, and the feeling grows, okay? So the more even we resist it, we try to, we try to get rid of it forcefully, we feel desperate for it to go away. That's feeding it. That's giving the pain much more attention, okay? So this method teaches you to start to react differently to pain. It teaches you how to relax and induce the relaxation response, which is the very opposite of the pain response. Okay? What else? It teaches you to gain a bit more confidence in the body as well, and to get rid of old beliefs that don't serve you. So beliefs like, my body is damaged forever. It's not true. In most cases, it's not true. It's just the same program running over and over again. I mean, almost all injuries heal within 4 to 6 months. You can't get pain from an old injury 10 years later, okay? Okay, some serious injuries may cause, numbness. So that's a loss of sensation. It's the very opposite of pain. But to get, chronic pain, such intense chronic pain from an old injury, from an old minor injury, like you twisted your ankle, it's really, really unlikely. But unfortunately, that's what most people believe in. They believe that, they're too weak to lift a shopping bag. They believe that they're too weak to do anything, so they don't do anything, and they keep reinforcing this belief. Okay, so if you're still with me, I know that some things are a little bit hard to swallow, but I'm very passionate about this because I just know it works, okay? I followed a program and it worked for me, and I read about TMS as much as I could. You can find so many free resources online. You don't need to pay for anything. There is the TMS wiki and some other resources, which I'm going to post below my video in the description. So once you learn how pain is generated in the body, how it becomes conditioned, and once you start also exploring your own life, your own thoughts, and getting more aware of what really affects you in life and how you've been reacting to pain, you're gonna see the difference. So maybe I'll just leave you with a couple tips, and you can try them out over the next week. And if you feel that there's a little bit of progress, then maybe you can actually start exploring this approach. Okay, so how about trying not to massage the area when it hurts? Let's say you wake up and your shoulder hurts, and usually we go like, oh no, you know, like, is it worse than it was yesterday? What can I do for it? Maybe I can, you know, put some ointment on, whatever. If it's not that bad, how about just feeling it, noticing it, and simply not reacting that much? Because you don't have control over your pain, but you do have some control over your feelings about pain. Okay? So this is what you have to tap into, the way you feel. So task number 1, don't nurse your pain area too much. You know, as long as you can just keep going on with your day, just notice it and, you know, don't give it a lot of attention. Stop giving it a lot of attention. Very important. Whether it's your back, your shoulder, your neck, okay? Noticing it and just relax. Second thing, don't speak too much about your pain with other people, okay? Speaking about your pain, it's going to increase your attention towards your pain and also that of other people. So now your pain is the center of attraction. It's not your pain you have to focus on. It's what's bothering you inside. It's how you've been reacting. Okay? What in your life are you not too happy about? Maybe you've been trying to be positive, because there are many positive things, of course. But maybe you've been ignoring something, okay, that's really, really bothering you. That alone might cause a flare-up. It might cause pain. Because when you don't recognize it, you know, the body has to send another danger signal to warn you that something is not quite right, or in the case of TMS, even to distract you from something that you don't really want to explore because you feel it's unacceptable, because you're scared. So be really, really honest with yourself. Okay? Okay, so I'm gonna be posting all the links in the description to the TMS method. I hope I've been a little bit of help, and until next time, bye bye.